grumbling cattle, it made me look to thee. Whenever phantoms flash the truth you see, forth I find earth around the world. Your words are fair and true. When questions and debates arise, we always look to you. All time and space and liberty, rambling cattle, these all belong to thee. Rambling cattle, these all belong to
Hello all, welcome to the Canadian Summit. Myself and Mr. Hyde are going to try to talk you through a couple of the Canadian politics because our Prime Minister is an idiot. But quickly going through chat, welcome Mrs. Canuck, Dead Man Walking, welcome Dad Man Walking, hopefully you're doing well. So as I said at the opening, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty and the meat and the potatoes. We're just going to kind of rip on Canadian politics because our Prime Minister, as I said at the top, is an idiot. There are two other people that may join us. They've been having busy days, so not sure. Plus, politics is a boring topic, but what the hell? I say our American friends treated us to a year and a half of nothing but politics. We can do one show, right?
Hey.
Yeah.
And how perfect was that opening?
Oh, yeah. Aberjam UK made that for me about a year and a half ago. And I just love it. The remake of the Canadian anthem just for me. I like it.
You're Canadian.
Yeah. And hello, Mark the Inflate Tired. Welcome. So we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things that'll make no sense to you. So our Prime Minister, in his great infinite wisdom, and I say that with a big pinch of salt, decided that he was going to call the election 2 years early. So on September the 20th, Canada goes to the vote federally. Now, to give you an idea of how stupid this is, Canada just went for the vote, what was it, 4 months before Trump was elected? Or before Biden was elected?
I think before Trump was, I think.
No, because we just finished up right before the American election.
Right.
So, yeah, it would have been last summer because Trudeau still has 2 years on his mandate, or had 2 years on his mandate.
Yeah, his mandate's about to run out.
Yeah. So he calls an election in the middle of a pandemic that we just paid for about, 24 months ago. So we've got to do it again because up here, our elections are a little different. Our politics are a little different. In the States, you have two parties. You have the conservatives and you have, Republicans, Democrat. Up here, we have two people who don't deserve a seat at the table but have one anyway, that being the Bloc Québécois and the Green Party. And then we have the three majors, which are the NDP, the Liberals, and the Conservatives. And just for point of reference, because we like to be different, your Republicans are red, our Liberals are red, your Conservatives your Conservatives are red, ours are blue.
Ooh.
Your Democrats are blue, our Democrats are red, just to be more confusing. And then the NDP is orange because reasons. And then the block is blue and white. And the green is obviously green because go figure. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to touch on a couple things that are just stupid up here. We can't talk this without talking about a certain thing that YouTube hates. So we might not call it out by name. We might call it the guess. Yeah, we'll call it the world apocalypse, and that'll make YouTube not hate us too much. And then we'll get into a little bit of the stupidity of Canadian politics, and then we'll end the show with a good laugh. So, just to kind of give you a breakdown of the party, so you know what you're doing, kind of. The Liberals are basically left wing, and then the NDP are your Union Party, so they're even further left. And then the Conservatives, well, they're right wing. And then within the Conservatives, you have the Reform Party, which joined with the Conservatives, which are even further right wing. And then you have the Bloc Québécois, which the easiest way I could explain it to our American friends, the Bloc Québécois is like that little brother that you had to drag to things because mom said so. That's basically the same with the Bloc. They're in the election because mom said so. And then the Green Party, well, they're just like we were talking backstage. They're basically that second cousin, third removed that has overstayed his welcome.
It's like, good God, when are they going home?
Yeah. Yeah. Because they get like 2 seats per election, if that. So they don't have a hope in hell. The Bloc Québécois, and the reason we say the Bloc Québécois is basically the party that, is the little brother that has to be at the election because mom said so, is because the Bloc Québécois can only be voted for by people in Quebec in a federal election. So yes, that is as stupid as it sounds. It would be like somebody running for president, but can only be voted for by the people in Texas.
It makes your head shake, doesn't
it? So yeah, it's the Bloc Québécois are a waste of space, and they just steal votes from the 3 majors. So the 3 majors, as I said, are the Liberals, the Conservatives, and the NDP. The NDP are propped up by the unions. They are your very far left party. The Liberals are a little bit center, but this year they're not. They're even further left, and they're heavy on the apocalypse mandates. And then the Conservatives, well, they have a history of privatizing everything for fun. So it's kind of a catch-22. For the most part, throughout my voting life, the Liberals are the happy medium. The NDP spend a whole bunch of money, and then the Conservatives make everything private and screw you every chance they get. So the Liberals were they spend money, but they won't, mess with things too much. They just kind of spend money and they're tolerable. Whereas the Conservatives like to, fire nurses, fire doctors, send them down south to the States, stuff like that.
Old school curriculum in schools.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everything's got to go back by the book to the book. Yeah.
Women's rights,
Oh yeah, they're not the rights group. They are not the rights group. No, that is not the party for them. The Liberals, they tend to be a little bit more balanced, and then the NDP, well, they're just far left. They're as far left as you can get.
The NDP are the yes group.
Yeah, they are.
If he gets elected, right?
Yeah, if it gets them elected, they'll do it. Although I will say Jean Chrétien did that for years. Jean Chrétien did that for years.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So I'm Manitoba. He's Ontario. So I guess what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit about the stupidity that is our provinces right now.
I got Doug Ford. That's enough.
Yeah. You
enough said.
Although I have Pallister, which isn't very much better. I'm just saying. Oh.
God, with the
Oh
beard, Doug Ford. That didn't last very long either.
no. I mean, like I don't know. Like between the fact that I mean, to give you guys an idea, why we kind of just we're done. We don't care anymore, and we just don't give a shit. Um, it's to the point right now where to go to a restaurant, you have to have proof of vaccination.
Yep.
Just to go to a restaurant. Never mind anything else. Just to go to the restaurant. So a lot of our lives are very constricted. And depending on the election will depend on how either restricted or unrestricted we get. But yeah, so without pissing YouTube off too much, hey Jedi Bill. So what's it been like just on the overall being in Ontario throughout the
Well,
last year?
the one thing that I have to say that I was impressed when the whole what are we calling it? The world apocalypse.
Yeah, that'll work.
When that happened, all the governments came together and they were united as one. I found that was quite impressive to see. But then cracks started to form.
Yeah.
It started to go their own way. Doug Ford, our prime minister, was I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he dropped the ball so friggin' far that a lot of these long-term care centers were hit majorly.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trying to backtrack and everything else, and it's been a shit show.
Yeah. Pallister did the same. Well, Pallister kept trying to go down to his beach home in like Florida or Colombia. I don't remember, but he was trying to leave the country.
One of Ford's top aides did. He went on a vacation down in where did he go? I can't remember where he went, but he got caught for it and he got called out for it, and then he resigned.
Yeah, that's typically the standard Canadian procedure. Oh, I got caught with my finger in the cookie jar. Okay, I'll just resign and all's good.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, nothing like just, oh, you know what? I'll just resign and then it's all good, right? We're good now?
Yeah.
No. But okay. Um, so,
But it's been progressively getting worse as time
yes.
goes on too, because people are getting tired of masks and they're getting tired of the getting the shots and everything else, and now they're forcing everybody to get it, or else you're not going to be able to get into sporting events, restaurants, concerts, anything like that. So people are getting stuff about that because they feel they're being segregated and everything else.
Yeah. It's a hot button topic because if you don't get it, you're second class for the most part. And like for myself, here in Manitoba, I get my second injection tomorrow. I don't get proof of injection for 2 weeks after that. So I can't go anywhere still, even though I'm vaccinated and good to go, for another 2 weeks.
So why is it taking so long?
That's the regulated thing. Like they've really regulated here. Like you get your first one, then you have to wait 28 days to get your next one. And then it's a 2-week wait before you get the passport, before you can even apply for it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not too sure about the passports here, but I got my second shot and I had an email right away saying that I got it so I could show it if I had to go somewhere.
Yeah, see, ours isn't that way. You have to wait 2 weeks for proof.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know why. I guess it has something to do with the 2 week isolation period. That's the best I can come up with because that's the best it's been explained. It's an absolute mess. It makes no sense whatsoever. And then the other thing that's not being talked about are these poor buggers that are allergic to it.
Yeah.
right? Who can never get it. So there's nothing being made for them. It's just kind of like, well, you're shit out of luck, dude.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, best of luck to you. You might want to move to an island because we no longer have any use for you. But yeah, I mean, like Manitoba has basically, and I think the hardest thing has been they keep moving the goalposts. I don't know if it's like, I know from what I've gathered in Ontario, it's the same thing. They go, okay, well, once we reach here, we'll do this, this, and this. So they do this, this, and this, and then, oh no, lock it all back down. Okay, yeah. We're opening up a little bit. Oh no, lock it all back down, and then you stop when they go, okay, we're going to do this, this, and this. You no longer believe it, and you lose all faith in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been said so many times now. A good example of that would be the way they handled the damn border, the land border between Canada and the United States. Instead of just saying, well, until such and such, it's closed till further notice, they kept giving people false hope by going, oh, well, we're just closing it for another month and then we'll reevaluate. Well, you knew goddamn well when they said that it was closed next month, guaranteed.
Yep.
And now it's so messed up. Canada's side land border is open, but the American side isn't.
Yeah.
So they can't even get their acts together on that. Like,
jeez.
You know, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing.
Mm-hmm. Like I said,
which brings sorry, go ahead.
No, like I said, you know, before we went live, you know, my daughter married an American. He's in the military. And we haven't seen her in almost 2 years now. Well, actually, it's over 2 years because we can't get down there to see her.
Yeah. It's an absolute gong show. And then, well, their other claim to fame was, well, you could go down as long as you quarantine for 2 weeks in a hotel. Like for the longest time, they've actually opened up the Winnipeg airport. But for the longest time, in order to fly out, which you could do, even if you like if you had everything, you could fly out, but you only could fly out from 4 different cities. So you could fly out from Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, and Calgary, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the only ones taking international flights. So what you'd have to do is you'd have to fly to Toronto, quarantine in Toronto, and then fly out. Which just economically for the average Joe isn't going to happen. Just saying. And then you'd have to quarantine on the way back. So that wasn't going to happen for your average person.
No, because who can take the time to do that when you have to work full time?
Yeah, and not only that, but pay for it.
Yeah, that too.
You know, paying for a hotel for 2 weeks on top of your trip. That's not going to happen. Not for the average person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a frustrating mess because a lot of them. JP, welcome. If you want, send me a message on Discord, and I'll bring you up if you want. My fellow Winnipegger. Unfortunately, no, Trudeau hasn't been voted out yet because it's not September 20th. But if you want, hit me up on Discord, and I'll actually, you know what? I'll just send you the link on Discord, and then if you want up, you can join us. You can join us. Let's see here. There we go. You should have the link in Discord there, JP. But yeah, so that's kind of been that situation. And then moving into this, now we have the wonderful, tremendous election that, in all honesty, I think it's just going to resort to the same thing. We talked about this backstage. It's either going to be the Conservatives propped up by the NDP, or it's going to be the Liberals, once again, propped up by the NDP.
Yep. The NDP group.
It's not going to change a damn thing. But our prime minister has determined that no, I can't get anything done.
Well, didn't
So
he say before that he wasn't going to cut an election because it's not the right time
yeah,
because we're in the middle of a pandemic? Well, what's
yeah.
changed? Nothing's
Oh,
changed.
somebody told him he could win. That's what's happened.
They should fire that person because it's not going to happen.
No, it isn't. And politicians lately have like erased their brains. We go back to other prime ministers. Jean Chrétien, as much of a mess he was, although he was funny. God, it was funny to have him
Oh, I
as prime
liked him
minister.
because he was.
Oh, it was fun to have him as prime minister. Some of his things were just absurd, but he was funny. Ugh, no matter how mad you got at him, it was just funny. But he would have dragged this out as long as humanly possible before he called the election. But Trudeau, I don't know. Like, I don't know where because we just had the election. I'm unless I'm wrong, but we just had it at least minimum 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Because he had to go to the lieutenant governor to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
The StreamYard. Yeah. Well, hopefully it'll let you in there, JP. If you have any issues, I can try to send the link again and see if it was just the link itself or what have you. But
they're watching us already.
yeah, they're getting mad at us already. But this whole thing makes no sense. It's like Brexit. Oh, there we go. Now really getting shit. That was a bluff, and then his bluff got called, and he had to resign. So there's that. And then it's absolute madness. And then just give me a second here. There we go. There. Okay. I sent it again there, JP. But I mean, it's not going to change a thing.
No.
The Liberals do not have the votes to be able to force a majority. They just don't. And neither do the Conservatives. Because for the Conservatives to get a majority, the only way that any party gets a majority is they win over Ontario and Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the Quebec going Conservative. I just don't. I don't see Ontario going full Conservative either.
Yeah, what I've been seeing though, a lot of people are not happy with Trudeau.
No, Trudeau has stepped in a lot of quagmires. So as I say, the Liberals aren't getting a majority either. So the question now becomes, really, I think this election the only thing that'll change is how many seats the Bloc has and how many seats the NDP have. That's about the only difference. They might pick up a couple of seats. The Bloc may lose a few seats. But I don't see a major shift.
No.
At all. I don't see the Conservatives getting the majority, and I don't see the Liberals getting it either.
And what gets me too, here, people are, because we have our local riding guy is a Liberal that's running, and he was before, but then he got booted out in the last one, and a PC guy got in.
Yeah.
Sloan. Well, Sloan was a retard, and he got kicked out, and he got fired because of racist comments and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people aren't going to vote for the Liberal guy because they don't like Trudeau, but that's not how it works. You vote for your own riding, who you think is going to do a proper job.
Yeah.
People are stupid.
Well, yeah, that's the general consensus. But, like, I just don't understand the logic. Because even if you call, like, personally, he should have waited. Because right now, like, it makes no sense. I don't know what guy told him, do it now. Because there's I just don't see enough votes to get the majority. I just don't. On either side of the aisle. I mean, the Conservatives just barely got their acts together.
Yep.
O'Toole basically, there's another tool. Speaking of tools, he just barely secured the leadership.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was a clusterfuck too.
Oh, that was a major clusterfuck. I mean, there was people calling for Harper to come back. I mean, that's how far that party went down.
You know it's bad enough when they're calling for Harper to come back.
Yeah, when they're calling for Stephen Herpes to come back. I mean Harper. It's you'd see Lemons wet poop on Trudeau for me. I just might do that.
Rocks at him. Did you read that? I can't remember where he was, and people were throwing rocks and pebbles at him.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Well, because he's like, I get it politically, but he's gone like 100% all out on, the apocalypse talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%. Like that's 90% of his speeches right now. That's all they focus on. He's not focused on anything like the economy, which is fucked. International travel, which is fucked. That's none of that is what's being talked about. That the apocalypse thing and how they're going to deal with it and what regulations they're bringing in is the only thing that is being talked about.
Yeah.
And whose fault it is. And I got news for you. It ain't anybody in politics. No matter what party you talk to, it has nothing to do with anybody that was in power. It's all about, us 9-to-5ers that were, didn't get with the program fast enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have never, over this past year, comments that have come out of politicians' mouths any other time would have got them unelected so fast their head would spin. And now it's just kind of like acceptable. I don't understand.
I tell you, the last 2 years have really showed me that so many people will not survive the zombie apocalypse.
No, they won't. I mean, it's bad enough we have to survive our winters, but I mean, that's probably our only saving grace for a zombie apocalypse is there'll be zombie popsicles by December.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a crazy one this year.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a mess. We haven't had I don't know about Ontario, but we haven't had a good winter in a couple of years now.
Yeah, same here.
Our snowfall is low. I mean, we haven't had a 3-week -50 blast in January for at least 4 or 5 years now. We're due.
Yeah, same here. Not that I want it.
No, you don't want that. That's
But we're due for it. Summer,
we are.
It was like spring.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I know 2 years ago we almost were in major crisis of having a green Christmas. It's crazy. Of course, those who have the soapbox will tell you that's global warming for you. And then of course the Canadian joke to that is global warming when? But, here, let me go run my car for an extra 15 minutes.
I drive an old car too, so every winter it starts, I thank God.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, I will say I think the older cars, the older cars tend to hold up to that cold weather better than some of these newer things. I remember my '84 Buick. You didn't need to plug that thing in till it hit -45. And then when I got the newer cars, you didn't plug that thing in -25. It wasn't starting the next morning. So I think the older cars are more resilient. Sorry to hear that, JP. I don't know what else to do, but yeah, it would be awesome to have you on the panel, fellow Winnipegger. We could bitch about Winnipeg, which would be nice. It's been a while. This city has
Over
gone
here,
to shit.
Winterpeg.
Winterpeg, yeah. And then there's Toronto, if you're in Ontario.
Winter.
Toronto Ontario is just weird because you've got the argument between Toronto, Hamilton, and Ottawa,
Yep.
especially sports teams. That's like the triad of death. Talk about beer, eh? Well, no, we're more of a whiskey part where we are, but yeah, because we have the Crown Royal facility right behind us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, it's made in Gimli, so it's just 2.5 hours north of me.
I have a beer refinery right behind me.
Oh, which one, Labatt's or Molson?
It's called McKinnon.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like, I don't know, and it's just stupid because our politics is got to be the most confusing mess known to man. We have a party that shouldn't be there, is only there so that, the party I'm talking about is the Bloc Québécois. They're only there because we got sick and tired of their damn referendums. Every couple of years, they have a referendum to leave Canada, and we kept crossing our fingers and never getting it.
That I'll be the first one to be at the bridge to pull the dynamite stick.
Yeah, Alberta was too. Alberta would be like in celebration, but less money to their economy would have to go out.
Keep the women on this side though, because they're hot.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I haven't been to Quebec, but and Chris Persia, it's only gotten worse. It's only would have gotten worse had the NHL allowed Hamilton to purchase the Phoenix Coyotes. Yeah. If that had happened, Winnipeg for the longest time was going to buy back the Phoenix Coyotes because that's where the Phoenix Coyotes started, was in Winnipeg, and then they went down to Phoenix, and now Phoenix is fact. But I think the next team is going to be Quebec, because there's that big there's a group of fans that miss the Quebec Deeks. So there's those idiots. Fans that miss that team that are now the Colorado Avalanche. In case you're wondering,
Quebec had an awesome goalie though. Michael Gosselin, I believe his name was. Now he was a good goalie.
Yeah. All of our good goalies go south, though. Look, we had Patrick Waugh, and we let him go to Colorado. Why? I don't know. That's getting off topic just slightly, but you get two Canadians around, they're going to talk freaking hockey.
Right.
It's a national sport.
Yeah.
Although I do find it funny that technically the Canadian national sport is lacrosse, but we don't talk about it very much.
What's lacrosse? We don't know.
Yeah, it's a bunch of idiots with sticks. We don't care. We like hockey. The other idiots with sticks. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't think anything is going to be solved by this election. Not a damn thing.
He should have waited another 2 more years until his term was up and then call it.
Then called it. Or at least a year.
Yeah.
Right? Get some of it open, get some of it back. But he seems to think that he's going to get in on this apocalypse mandate. And I don't see it.
That that told him he was going to win again.
Yeah, whoever told him that he could win the majority needs to get fired like yesterday. Because he's just not. It's either going to be exactly the way it is right now, or it's going to be flipped. The Conservatives are going to be held up by either the Bloc Québécois or held up by the NDP.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two. Or God forbid it gets even worse and we have what happened when Jean Chrétien left, which was the liberals in power held up by the NDP and the Bloc.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a three-way minority. That was a headache and lasted, I think, a month. You know,
What was her name? The one that was the only female prime minister we ever had. She didn't last very long. What was her name?
did we have a female one? When?
Yeah, she didn't last very long.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine because I don't even remember her. But and sorry about that, Kronos. It looks like Chris Persia deleted the wrong comment. Sorry about that, Kronos. Yeah, I'll get working on it. I'll view. Hold on. I'll fix that. How do I do that? It won't let me.
Kim Campbell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think she ever made prime minister though. Yeah, sorry about that, Kronos. Chris Persia accidentally did it. Sorry about that, Kronos. No, it was an accident. Chris Persia hit the wrong comment.
I have to let my dog in. Just give me 1 second.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, that doesn't happen up here. 592 days? That would be insane. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so basically, well, he's letting his dogs in. I'm going to have my little Bloc Québécois rant. So the Bloc Québécois are the most useless bloody party in this country. Basically, they're there to steal votes from the major three. And nothing else, because they have no chance in hell of winning the election. Because, as I said, it would be like a person running for prime president, but only being allowed to be voted for by people in Texas. Yeah, it's as stupid as it sounds. But the Bloc was only put in because, Quebec kept having these stupid referendums to leave Canada. So at the time, our prime minister said, okay, tell you what. We'll make your provincial party a federal party, but it can only be voted for in Quebec. Well, that shuts you up. And basically they said yes. And so now we have the Bloc Québécois as a federal party, which
It's stupid.
Yeah, is stupid. It is the dumbest thing in the world because they're never going to get enough votes to be prime minister ever. They just won't. I mean, unless you had a mass extinction and all of Canada was gone except for Quebec. But I mean,
Our Canadians get so desperate they don't want either parties to get in. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, no, I think then the Green would win just to piss them off even more. Because we're kind of spiteful that way. We'd probably piss them off even more and just vote in the Green Party just to piss them off. But it's absolutely insane. Like I just don't get it. I don't understand Trudeau at all. There's Fat Steven. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? Welcome to the Canadian Bitch Fest.
I'm not gonna complain, but I don't know where you guys have been at. So I just got out of a show and came right here.
Yeah, no worries. So basically, I was just explaining to them how stupid the Bloc Québécois is. We talked about Mr. Hyde talked about how Ontario was during the, as we're calling it here, so that YouTube doesn't kill us, the apocalypse movement, and then I explained how Manitoba's been during that, and then we were just kind of ratting on how stupid it is that we're having an election already.
No, the election is needed, and it shows true colors of politicians. Let's look at the fact that we have Asshat Ford. I'm going to use that name if that's okay.
That's fine.
Decided to blame bend the knee Trudeau for having an election on why he had to push forth passports.
Yes, Manitoba's in the same boat, same boat.
Yeah, but I come from a disabled community, and he already hates us. He already treats us
Oh,
like
yes.
shit all the way through, right? So he's putting already a low tier that everyone pretty much thinks that disability is just stealing from their income taxes,
Yep.
which is not the case.
Yeah, I get that. 100%.
Now, if we don't get it, we're putting in the lower tier. On top of that, I got medical reevaluation papers to see whether or not I still qualify for disability.
Yep.
A permanent disability, and they push that.
Yeah, full disclosure. I did that 6 months ago.
I got it last week.
Yeah. And I mean, now, situations have changed due to dialysis. They've kind of gone for life. But
My
that's-
herniation is for life. The problem is operations will paralyze me from the waist
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
And he wants me to go for a medical evaluation. I'm like, why is this being dropped all of a sudden during an election? This is
Exactly.
during everything else. So I have to go get a pop. You know what I mean? Shot. And
Yep.
I haven't turned on TV in 7-8 months now. I'm just tired of his lies. I've watched him stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
He talks about everyone.
Yeah. Well,
I hate politics.
the thing I don't understand, and it makes no damn sense. I mean, Pallister is the Manitoba premier. Ford's the Ontario.
Sure.
They're both technically represented by the Conservative Party. Yet, whatever Trudeau says, they go, yes, sir, and move on.
But O'Toole's winning now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if see, my biggest fear is we're going to end up right back at square one. The way I look at the election right now, we're either going to have what we have now, which is the Liberals propped up by the NDP, or we're going to have the Conservatives propped up by the NDP.
I'd rather have Conservatives. Everyone's done with Trudeau.
Yeah, Trudeau has gone like I said at the beginning of this, and I'm kind of repeating myself, but that's okay. It's all right. I voted Liberal every day, like every year since I turned 18. This is the first year I'm not. Like, I'm just not. I can't. And that's a pretty big shift, if you ask me. Because Trudeau is gone cuckoo. Like, just
Off the rails.
it's insane.
And every month, another wave is coming. We got to protect from the fourth wave.
Oh yeah.
I this is why I don't watch news.
I
It
don't
triggers
watch
anxiety. It triggers panic. It's like you're trying to destroy a system that was already broken and rebuilding it to just. Can I swear?
Oh, absolutely.
It's pretty much fuck the poor, fuck the disabled, fuck the sick, fuck anyone that can't contribute to the community. Yet they're the ones who put us all in fucking debt.
Yeah.
But we're the reasons why we're supposed to do this.
Oh, absolutely.
I would rather be paralyzed if it meant I didn't have to get a reevaluation.
Yeah, and those
And
are
I
crazy.
don't
Like,
think
I know from personal experience, when I first went on disability back when I was 32,
How many times you get denied before they accepted?
3,
So they first
2 times to the appeal board.
Yeah, you had to apply. Then they denied. You appealed.
Yep.
They denied. Then you had to get a free to work lawyer and sit down in front of 5 people and prove the humanity of your disability.
Yeah,
Literally,
and
they
I
have
don't know.
all
I
this
don't know what it is like where you are. This is going to be a whole different
Ontario.
topic, but here in Manitoba, you know what? I'm going to swear on my own goddamn show. The fucking morons that are in charge of this disability board that approve or disapprove your disability fucking papers aren't even fucking doctors.
No, they aren't.
Not a fucking one of them has a doctorate. Not a fucking one of them. Not a single fucking one. But they can go yes or no because they know better than doctors for some fucking reason. But yeah, it's a fucking gong show. But yeah, I fought for 3 years to get on that. And then I finally got the okay. And then by the time I got approved, I had a year left after, the big meetings and everything. I had a year left. Then I had to go back for review. And then I got that approved. And then now, because dialysis, They've pretty much gone, yeah, you're done. But
Have yeah, I get it.
but for my
My
first, my like, because technically I have two. I have ankylosing spondylitis and I have kidney failure. The kidney failure, they're not arguing. It's like, okay, you're done. The ankylosing spondylitis was the one that they just like the first time I applied, it was, well, you're stage 3. We don't approve till you're stage 4. What the fuck?
I can't stand longer than half an hour. I can't even wash dishes or make meals or clean out a dishwasher without my whole back spasming and locking up. That on top of the PTSD, the anxiety attacks, the chronic migraines that I lose whole days.
Oh, those are
And I
brutal.
even tried working part-time, and I even was doing that.
Yeah.
And it got taken away from me because of this shit that happened. And what you even vouch. Let's tell you something right here. Like, disability isn't a lot to live on. I don't know how much Canucks is, but $11.69 a month is barely affording a room anywhere in at least a suburban area near close to.
Yours is higher than mine.
And
the only reason mine is a little bit higher is because I have my son living with me.
Yeah,
it's the only reason. Otherwise, it'd be much lower.
They did clawbacks when they said everyone who was locked down, who was working and made a certain amount, was allowed to get $2,000, but we're not allowed getting $2,000, even though we were working, contributing. And they didn't claw back me because I claimed just enough that it made up for the $1,000 for the 4-month period. I was smart.
Yeah.
So I got it twice in 4 months. But I'm still waiting to be accepted just to get the CRB for losing my job. And they still haven't done it. And I've applied 3 months ago. And I sent medical documents. I busted my ass with YouTube. That's why I care so much about my channel. Yeah, it's just a gaming channel doing things here and there, but I love it, and it provides the income I need to just.
I absolutely understand, and like I don't get like I hate saying that because I hate saying that because I don't care. No matter what, you don't know what that person's gone through, but I can relate to a degree. I can understand to a degree. So I just want to clarify that. I don't mean to sound like a pretentious bastard and say, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I don't. Right? But I have an idea.
What are you talking about in your chat about sniffing?
Oh, that's just Kronos and Deej, and yeah, that's Kronos and Deej.
I'll tell you one thing. If my herniation got so much better, why is it that my right leg looks like it's always in a hive? It is bloated. Like, I've looked at my legs, and like, that's part of the spinal injury. Like, other people I know that are physicians have told me, like, I know your injury, it's not curable. Like, that's good. Can you tell them that? Because now I have a 20-form fucking document I got to fill out, and I got to go to each different doctor to get assessed if I want to be even like that. I did it before, even with the psychiatrist assessment, the doctor assessment, everything. They're still like, it's not real enough. You don't get to tell someone.
Now, do you want to hear the sad part?
I can't sit in a car in the front seat in certain vehicles, because if I do, it's the same level of when I got hit by the car the last time.
It's your with me, my leg locks up. It goes numb first, and then it locks.
Mine's numb right now. I can't feel the top part of the epidermis.
Like when I do, go behind the curtain. When I do karaoke nights, the reason I have Mary running things now is because it's a 3-hour show, as give or take. Okay.
Yeah.
By the first hour, I can't feel my legs. It doesn't matter. I can't feel my legs. After the first hour, they're numb from the waist down.
In the hives ever? Like, for no reason, your whole your butt just gets really fucking itchy to the point where you're scratching blood. Yeah. That has developed over the last year.
Yeah. So I get that to a degree, but like with me, my biggest thing was, here's the sad part. Did you know that it is easier to get on disability for ADHD?
I'm ADHD.
And other things than it is for the physical?
So stuff? I should tell them I'm also ADHD.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Ride that all the way to the end of the rainbow.
I am ADHD. I'm on Concerta every day. Oh, yeah. Johnson pays my drug card because I can't afford
I would definitely. Oh, I get you. Hold on.
Sorry. Hyde, nice to meet you. Sorry for just jumping in like this, but I'll be straight. I don't talk about this stuff when it comes to my disability, the car accidents, the trauma. I don't talk about that on my channel a lot for one reason. People will automatically assume that it's a Simply card and you're doing it for monetary value. I don't. It's part of my life. It is part of how my life has been. It is how I have still gone on. And I don't like sharing it for one reason. It's part of my life. It is
Yeah,
not who I am.
yes.
But at the same time,
And I get you when you say it's, I don't
same
want to
thing with
talk
you.
about it
You don't talk
because,
about your dialysis, but
yeah,
Canuck, look at you. You still look healthy to me. You got the skull dragon behind you.
yeah,
Everyone was worried when shit hit the fan.
yeah. Like if I do, I don't
Oh, I don't know. Hey, the first time I say don't take your shirt off, someone takes their shirt off. It's kind of weird. Yeah.
like, but that's what's under the shirt.
But they're not understanding this one thing. I'm also take care of my dad that was in the hospital. And I
Yep.
can barely make meals for him some days.
Yep. Well, my son's the same. I'm glad he's 17
Yeah, but
because
I have
if
two
he
brothers that
wasn't,
don't
I
step
wouldn't know
up.
what I'd be doing. But to give you to say on the topic of affording medication, if I had to pay for these,
Yeah.
which is the only reason I walk,
Yeah.
that's $1,000 a box.
Johnson & Johnson, I have a drug card. They pay for my stuff. My max out's covered under the disability program. But I'm going to lay it straight. When everyone else was getting $2,000 across the country, some places, some disability people that actually qualify were getting all the claw back. They're getting the disability canceled during lockdowns. They're getting their medical benefits taken away. And then Ford decided to say, well, we have $100 for them. That $100
Oh
is
yeah, that was
for
a
lockdowns.
joke.
That $100
That was a
is there
joke.
for discretionary medical supplies, clothing for getting a new job and stuff. That was in their way of time. He didn't want to give us shit. And he lied on the air numerous times.
Oh yeah, they all do it. That's their
I don't
job.
talk about this is because I already feel like dirt because of the way
Oh,
I don't like being disabled. Same,
yeah.
everyone does.
Yeah,
We were
I get it.
billboarded. NDP billboarded us too.
Oh yeah,
And Canada sucks. And I want to leave. A lot of people has offered, hey, we gotta get you out of there. I'm like, I can't leave with my dad here. No one
Yeah.
else will take care of him. No one else will help him.
yeah. Well, it's the same. Well, my kids, they're here.
Yeah.
You know,
But you're still
dad's
being a
got to be
dad.
dad.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, there are some things I like about our country, but there are some things that are definitely broken.
Is Deej Canadian?
Deej, no. Deej is Illinois, United States. Actually, 90% of the people in chat are United States. That's why they don't understand half of this. We're talking Spanish. We're talking absolute Spanish. I mean, we do have some goods, like good qualities, but yeah, I mean, the system's fucking broken. I mean, you look at it like this. The biggest joke I think that came out of COVID, came out of the apocalypse.
Oh, you can say it now. You can say it now. It's
Oh,
okay.
you can say it now? Okay, so the biggest joke that came out of that was when they went, okay, so CERB is going to be $2,000 because you need at least $2,000 to live. And every disability person went, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then when people voice their concern on Twitter or social media, you had all these motherfuckers who thought they were higher than everyone and attacking them, going, well, you should just start paying taxes. You're using our tax money.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, disability doesn't come from tax money. And guess
No.
what? We still pay taxes. If we work,
Yeah.
we're still paying taxes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I worked for
He
17
created
years.
a
Thank you
hate
very
for
much.
a tier system. Yeah. And welfare is no better. $700 a month.
Oh, if that.
Yeah,
If
you're
that.
yeah. And it's Canada. I can't see myself anywhere else, but Ontario's worse. Hyde, you're from there, right? You know about the passports kicking in. We're
Yep.
being forced to do
Mhm.
this, otherwise we won't even be able to go to.
We're already there.
Yeah.
We're already there. As of September the 4th, you can't go to a restaurant without it. You can't go to anywhere without it. When the casinos opened back in July, or end of August, they opened again. It was already mandatory. You had to have proof of proof of jab. There we go. We'll say it that way. Proof of jab. So just to go out, you need proof of jab. And the problem with that here, I don't know if it's the same there, but it is the stupidity of it. It just pisses me off. Like tomorrow, I get the second jab. I'm crossing my fingers. I don't have any side effects. Crossing my fingers. So I do that. I have to wait till the September the 22nd till I'm considered a citizen again. Because I cannot even apply for the damn stupid proof of jab for 2 weeks after I get it.
2 weeks. Crazy.
2 weeks you have to wait. before you can even apply to have that stupid thing. I mean, it's a 30-second thing. I've seen my friends do it. But even still.
Apparently, when you get your second vax, they do give you a card that's like temporary until you get your actual card.
Okay.
That's because my friend got it and was able to go to the next
Okay.
So they're giving the temporary form like you do when you're waiting for a new health card.
Yeah. By the sounds of it.
Yeah. When we're at a point now where we've become refugees in your own country because you don't want to get something that's not been tested fully yet. That's fine.
Well, you know, I'm going to
Johnson
say
&
something
Johnson's
that's
supposed to say
major
this.
controversy, but oh well. I don't care. They can shut down my channel. It's only 300 and some odd strong.
I don't want my channel canceled. That's
Well, that's why I did it on mine. And I invited everybody here to
Thank you
rant.
for taking the bullet, bro.
You know, I've got history with R&R. So if Rambling Connect disappears tomorrow, please all subscribe to History with R&R. You know, let's be honest. It's aspirin. It's what aspirin is to a heart attack. They say take aspirin so that it'll lessen the effects of the heart attack. Well, that's what this is. It's glorified aspirin. It doesn't prevent it. It doesn't cure it. It's glorified aspirin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree, Coronos. So karaoke might be on History with R&R. Yay! Oh, Doom would spin if I did that. Anyway,
Something here, man.
what's that?
Not to throw it off, but I never got to say this to you before. But my condolences to Doom.
Yeah, thank you.
I know he's still missed.
Oh, I miss him every time I have to. I have to do a radio show. Those were so much easier when I had Doom to bounce off of, and now it's really hard. But
I'm sorry.
we plug on. But yeah, Doom was awesome.
He's not forgotten. His Twitter still goes off once in a while. I've seen that.
That's because his wife set it up so that it's a bot right now. It will for eternity.
Yeah.
It will post Doom's rules for eternity. Or until Twitter
goes down.
shuts it down. Until the Twitter gods go no more. Yeah. I think, kind of while we're on that topic, I think the more creepier thing was when his videos would drop after, because Doom had him set till like a month and a half in advance, and his videos would drop.
I what the suggestion is maybe get some of your favorites and do a live stream of all those videos on his day.
Yeah, I can't. I would, but I can't.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's not that. It would dishonor him because his biggest pet peeve was somebody taking something from his channel and putting it on theirs.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. So for me, I'll direct people there.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, like hardcore. Like go check out. If you ever need a laugh and you've got a couple hours to burn, go watch one of the short attention span theaters.
How dare you?
Yeah. The short attention span theaters. Just watch any of those. They were freaking crazy and fun.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go off topic. Sorry, man. But
No problem. But yeah, so back to our wonderful existence as Canadians who have to go to freaking polls. But like, whose idea? Like, who the hell? Like, I really want to walk up to the guy who told Trudeau, by the way, call the election now. You're gonna win, and smack him upside the head. Like, Trudeau should fire this guy like 5 minutes ago because he's not winning.
Bent his knee on Parliament Hill to BLM. Let's not forget that.
Oh God,
Oh, Jesus.
Live on every news channel.
Yeah,
that was the start of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was fun. That was entertaining. Oh no, you want to see Trudeau at his finest? Go check out his India trip.
No.
I'm just saying.
I won't. I can't. And it's just.
Oh, it's comical. Yeah. He traded in his suit. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. Whoever was in charge of wardrobe really needed to be fired. Um, that's all I gotta say. Wardrobe guy needed to be fired. Um, so I don't know. I mean, we're basically looking at. I like. Does anybody really think it's going to change all that much September 20th? Like politically, I mean, the Bloc are going to steal their votes. The Green Party's going to get their two, and then it'll be between the NDP, the Liberals, and the Conservatives. And honestly, I don't see the Liberals or the Conservatives getting majority.
Green
So it's
Party
not going to
gets the
change a
one.
bloody thing. We're going to be stuck in the same mess we're stuck in now, regardless.
Nothing's going to change.
I mean, O'Toole. O'Toole just barely said he'd take the leadership of the Conservatives, for the love of God. He just finally, I guess, denounced his American citizenship and took full reins of the party. Because that was his big point of contention, was he wasn't going to be prime minister, so he didn't have to. Well,
Do you think he'll pass it off to Jiang Mi?
I don't know. Maybe they'll bring back Harper, because that was a big cry within the Conservative Party, was to bring back Harper.
Fuck.
I'm just trying. More what's going to happen is I think Ford's going to jump ship. That's why he blamed Trudeau. So he's going to jump ship and try to get into the O'Toole's party so he can continue his nonsense here. The same man who wouldn't take responsibility for the states of long-term care, even though when he got office, he did half cuts across the board, canceled a lot of disability programs that were for the benefit. And he has shown nothing more than his hypocrisy and his inability to control his own bullshit. The man thought it was good to go live when people were locked down and terrified to give a cheesecake recipe. The shirt saying, "We are all in this together." Yet he has shown belligerently day after day, every press conference. Not only will you not wear a mask next to his staff, showing hypocrisy during that.
Oh, yeah.
He would just lie and lie and lie.
Well, Pallister came out. Pallister's come out and gone, it's not our fault. It's all the Manitobans' fault. Like, he's blatantly said it. Like, flat out. It's not the government's fault. It's all you idiots' fault. It's stupid Manitobans that won't get with the program. He literally said that word for word. It isn't our fault. It's those idiotic Manitobans that will not get with the program. That was his verbiage. Like any other election, that would get you removed. You're not winning the next provincial election. Now I'm not so sure, because people cheered that. Like, it is crazy.
Yeah, until things get really changed, we're all fucked.
It's easier to blame and make the weakest that aren't able to fight the problem.
Yep.
And that's 100%. What they're doing across the board with whether you're on welfare, social assistance, disability, sick, and dying. They just want to get rid of. They want to get rid of them. They want to privatize it.
Yeah, everything.
Privatize disability, and I'm like, oh, that's great. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff. Like, I just my biggest problem with this election, I think, and why it boils my biscuits, as I say, it just pisses me off, because it's not going to change a fucking thing. It's gonna be no different. I just hope it's not the same.
It'll change one thing. If we turn on the news, we don't have to see Trudeau's face.
We hope. Because the scary ones that I look at are two scary scenarios. And the two worst case scenarios are, one, Liberals held up by the Bloc. That is not good for anybody. Or the Conservatives held up by the Bloc. Or, absolute worst case scenario, Liberals or Conservatives held up by the NDP and the Bloc. Because we've had that once, right after Jean Chrétien. A three-way minority. That is no fun for anybody. A coalition government. That can't happen again. Because that was just Bullshit. I think it lasted 6 months before we went to the polls again. A coalition between the Bloc, the NDP, the Liberals, or the Conservatives, whichever one you want to pick, it's not going to solve anything. We'll be back to the polls by this time next year. Because the Bloc can't get along with anybody, and the NDP, well,
The NDP is just the yes man.
yeah,
They'll
pretty
do-
much. It's crazy. I don't see this changing, and I mean, Trudeau is trying now to gain the disability crew, but I don't think he's going to. He's said too much and done too much already.
Well, he just announced today
Sorry if I didn't hear you.
that
Sorry.
he's going to
Sorry.
stop people from other countries buying houses. In
Oh yeah,
Canada.
yeah.
That's a good thing.
That's
a
the
good
other
thing.
one.
What's it? It's what, 8 years almost too late.
Yeah. It's already been done. Go to BC and Alberta. It's kind of done already. Or China buying up the oil here. Yeah, that was brilliant. Although that started under Harper, but that's besides the point.
I think after this, I'm not going to talk about fucking politics ever again. I hate it. I'm serious. Politics are banned from my YouTube channel. They're fucking
Yeah.
banned.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. I don't do it very often. I don't know. I figured,
I'll be getting mine back probably this week.
like I looked at it like this. We don't talk about it very often, so one stream wouldn't hurt.
It does.
But yeah, I don't.
As much as we're supposed to talk, we talk about the real world and how we're supposed to accept the reality and go along with it. When your reality is being told you're not good enough to live, but you're good enough to pay taxes, that bothers me.
Yeah, it's the
You're
old
good enough
double
to give
standard.
us money, but we're not good enough for you to be supported.
Yeah,
And it's not even if it's that program. I want no kid should. I'm not making a dig at you, but I'm saying like no kid should be looking at their parents going, "Why does everyone hate you?"
yeah.
And it's because people are making you an enemy because they have a personal bias towards a certain class. When
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
the old
that class is your neighbor or even part of your family.
Yeah.
And we all work hard not for ourselves, but because we have kids, loved ones, elderly that we have to take care of. And that fight is good within itself. And no one should be telling anyone you're not good enough to fight for someone because of how you are living. And it's the reason why I shut off the TV. That because there's nothing on, but it's
But it's
I can't wake up
it
hitting myself.
it boils down to, like for instance, for me, it was when I had to leave work. It was the most depressing thing I ever did in my life.
Mine was laid off by email, brother.
You know,
I was laid off by email.
see, I with me, I was site supervisor in
Yeah.
security,
I worked
and I went to my doctor, and my doctor looked at me and went, "Your career is done." And then I was supposed to go to work the next day. I had to walk into my office and go, "I resign." That was the hardest thing I ever had to do because I worked for 15 years to build up a reputation. I was shop steward for 7 years. I had negotiated the contract that we had, and I was set to be on the next one. And I had to resign. I had no choice. I had to resign. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do. Well, one of the hardest things. I mean, nothing's compared to burying my mom and my dad, but other than that, it was the hardest thing I ever had to do because, people look at you and go, "Well, what do you mean you can't work?" "I can't." Like my last week at work, I'd sit at my desk, and I mean, I had it pretty easy. I was site supervisor. I sat there and gave out orders. That's what I did. That's all I did. I didn't have to do patrols anymore. I had guards for that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
For 9 years, I was a bike messenger, and because I loved that job. It was exercise. I was outside day through 365 days minus the holidays, whatever. But I got that line of work and loved it because I was homeless at 15, 16, sleeping in vents, went through the shelters, had all my shit stolen, all that shit, busted my ass. And through 9 years, I was hit 16 separate times by different vehicles that weren't paying attention. Last one fucked me up pretty good. But when I had to give up working and walk into a welfare office, I didn't like it. It was the worst. And then,
that's the worst feeling in the world.
But that's not even just that. It's the fact that when you have to rely on family and even your own family is telling you, well, why don't you get your GED? I'm just going to drop you off here for 3 hours and you're going to get your GED, whether I say or not. I'm like, you don't have the right to do that. Then I got my college degree. And I'm actually a network engineer certified through Microsoft. Like, I have all that shit done.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I didn't fucking like it. I found it boring, but I did it because it shut up a certain family that wouldn't keep coming after me because they were embarrassed that I wasn't.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Yeah.
And I'm like, I worked hard for disability. Like, well, when do they reject you? When do they reject you? I'm like, that's not your problem. That's mine.
Yeah.
Stop bringing that up.
Yeah. It's not your issue. It's mine. Yeah.
When I got on disability, eventually moved to my dad because it was the best thing for both of us. And I finally got to work at Hot Topic. It was pretty much, it might not be a lot of shifts, but it was a job I was being to work on my social interactions, being able to function somewhat as a normal person. And it's not easy recuperating, realizing that not only does it affect your work life, your financial life, your ability to live and support yourself, is that if you even want to go out and have a relationship with someone and you start to meet someone for the first time and you start telling them this stuff, they will look at you two ways. One, they will look at you as a person and give a damn. Or two, they will have that one awkward silence where it's like you just finished that conversation, you're taking a bite of meal, and you know they're looking and going whether or not the future with them is going to be a balanced relationship of taking care of each other or another fucking plate that you're going to be taken care of if you have children. You know what I mean? It's just that.
Or you get the worst case, which is, well, you're lazy.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, your friends phone you at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and they're like, well, what do you mean you just got up? The day started at 7. Well, I couldn't get out of bed till now. Right? Like, and they don't get that. It just doesn't fathom in their fucking heads. But
they
yeah.
don't.
No, I have no fucking
I'm sorry, man, about your work, man. It's not easy.
No,
I loved riding, and the COVID shit shut down with the bike shop. I get all my repairs, so that's even really restricted me from getting my bike repaired and going out in the summer and just doing the basic sweaty activities.
Yeah. Well, I can't even ride a bike now. Not with my back. There's no way. I tried. I bought a bike. I bought a bike 2 summers ago, and I thought, well, this would be cool. I can just go around the block. I made it halfway down my block, and I was in tears. And then my son has taken over that bike. I haven't looked at it since. It's between the two. Of course, because I'm lucky. I have the kidney and the back were counterproductive because the worst thing for a kidney is anti-inflammatories.
Yeah.
Ankylosing spondylitis is an inflammatory disease. Guess what they treat it with? Anti-inflammatories. So now the kidneys are shot. And here's a kicker. I mean, they need one of the reasons I'm frustrated and pissed off, and this I haven't said publicly, but fuck it. Well, this is going to be hard to say, but oh well. My brother, my blood brother, when they first diagnosed and everything hit where, okay, you're going dialysis, your kidneys are shot. My brother was the first one in line going, you're taking one of my kidneys. Fuck it. Let's do it up. Let's get it done right now.
Yep.
Whatever fucking tests need to be done, I don't give a fuck. We're doing it right now. that's been met with, sorry, due to COVID, that department is shut down. They won't even do the test to see if he's a fucking match right now. So I'm sitting here on dialysis, and my brother could have a kidney that's a match, and they won't even do the test to find out if it's a match because that department is shut down because those nurses have been transferred over to the ICUs and the emergency rooms, and that department no longer exists right now. So, you sit there and you go, well, wait a second. I mean, it's a 1 in a million. I mean, he's my half brother. So the chances of it being a match are already 40%. But just to know, and it's killing my brother because he's seeing me, and then he's like, well, I want to help, but I can't because they won't even return his call right now.
Yep.
So
they got some fucking firm that it's like they outsourced fucking Amazon credit checker fucking telemarketers. You're like, what's your name and your address so I can verify you have a worker here? Sorry, I went. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. This is the stream where all the no topics get brought up. Yay! Let's do it once. We're doing it live, and we're doing it once. One time only, folks.
Have you called your disability worker lately, and you get like some kind of outsourced firm that's trying to sell you duck cleaning? Like, why are you asking me these questions? Just send me to my fucking worker. Yeah. I need to know all your personal information. No, you fucking don't. Just send me to my worker. You got
my favorite is when they change your worker and don't tell you.
I still have the same worker.
Oh no, they've done it twice.
They do consider YouTube monetization a job.
Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
So
actually, anything is considered. Any income is considered. Anything.
Not charity, not donations.
Yeah. But I mean, it just drives me up the fucking wall. But I mean, rallying back to the first no topic, politics, yay. Realistically, I get where you're coming from because neither one of the party. I mean, they all have their party lines, I guess would be able to say it. But once they get in, I mean, let's face it, nothing's changing in our departments ever, unless it's for the worse. Then that changes definitely. But they're not. They're not. We're not the ones they're servicing. To be honest, when they go to the polls, that's not who they're targeting. They're targeting your 9 to 5 guy who works in a factory or Safeway, especially the NDP because they're propped up by the unions. So that's where their loyalties lie, where their bread is buttered. The Conservatives, well, they're oil country, Calgary, Alberta. That's where their bread's buttered. The Liberals are kind of a mix between Ontario and Quebec. But I mean, mainly Quebec. But it's kind of the same old, really. And it doesn't really matter what happens September the 20th. It really doesn't. It's not going to change a goddamn thing. It hasn't changed a thing since the 90s. I think was the last time something major happened. I mean, for most of the 90s, we had the same prime minister, Jean Chrétien. Like him or hate him, he was funny. At least
the guy in the face.
I know.
Guy in the face for throwing a pie at him, motherfucker. You don't get that badass Canadian no more.
Do you remember when that reporter stepped up to him and the Canadian joke that came after it?
Oh,
when he attacked the reporter, I grabbed his throat, I squeezed his face, and now he looked like me. Yeah. When he flipped out on the reporter because the reporter said something stupid. Yeah. Good old Jean Chrétien. Yeah, he didn't take shit. But he was the prime minister for, I think he won 4 elections. And then he decided to retire and handed it off to Martin. And well, Martin fucked that pooch, but good. Although then it came out how much corruption there was in the Liberal Party at that point. So we got Harper.
I have detached myself so much from politics, so I know the names. So I'll be in the day. I just don't give a fuck. I don't
Yeah,
anymore.
because it's at the end of the day, it's a different color. Either red or blue, and I mean orange. But let's face it, they're either just propping up or they're in opposition. One of the two. The only chance they had is when they had Leighton, because Leighton could sell ice to Eskimos.
Inuits.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, you got to correct it.
I've done my job. I'm out, bitches. Thank you.
But yeah, so it's just a goddamn mess. But anyway, we've tempted fate enough, so I'll go around the panel. I'll let everybody promote their shite, and we'll go on from there. So, Mr. Hyde, go ahead.
Well, first off, thanks for inviting me on. It was a lot of fun. And I run a Script Doctors Live on YouTube. It's basically a bunch of us get together and we read scripts out loud, or live, I should say. And we take the piss out of them. And we take the piss out of each other, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We do, mainly right now, we do Doctor Who. But we do a movie once a season. This past season, we did Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Next season, we're doing Wizard of Oz. So it's a lot of fun.
All right, sounds good. And where can they find you on Twitter and all that good stuff?
The Geek Inside 71 on Twitter. And you find me on the Geek Inside on YouTube.
All right, awesome. And Fat Steven?
I do gaming. I do Babylon 5. I do other shows. I put the link in your private chat for my store if you want to buy some fucked up shit. But honestly, if politics doesn't get you excited and it makes you feel like shit, don't talk about it. Talk about, like, seriously, this is the biggest thing ever. You can still be as much as yourself on YouTube. Yeah, you might have to sham it up a bit, as Undoom says, but be yourself. Do what makes you fucking happy, even if there's no one watching. And eventually the people that see you having fun will be there.
Yep.
Stop giving into the hate click shit. Stop being the clickbait
100%.
videos. Stop doing all this fucking shit. Just do what makes you happy. If you don't like a movie, say you don't fucking like a movie, and say why you don't like it, and add your own fucking your own self to it. I spend 4 hours, 5 hours a day, and even more gaming. Just game. Just do something that makes you feel like there's someone like you out there.
Do what makes you happy.
Waiting to find that stream, and that's it. And I'm not trying to sound preachy, man, but like, we need more stuff that makes other people feel good.
Yep.
And I don't care for our sports channels that have their opinions, that have their crowd, but I will always be a member there. But I want to see more people just being themselves.
Yep.
I don't want us to become the fake as politicians make themselves out to be. It's not worth it.
Do what makes you happy.
Canuck, man, like, even just getting me on here because I hate politics. Bravo fucking no, dude. but Script Doctors Live, I've seen you popping around once in a while. Nice to meet you. But whatever you need, Canuck, whether it be from Valhalla, from Crisco Core, from across YouTube, we'll be there to pick you up.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Well, and
sorry, I went off on a tangent again. I'm sorry.
No worries. That's kind of why I did this. So this is the one shot. I did it because it is something that does bother me, and I think what bothers me the most, and why I wanted to have this Canadian summit, was, I hate to say this, but we don't fucking speak up enough. We don't. As Canadians, we fucking don't. I'm sorry. We fucking don't. We're quiet. We don't say anything. We bitch about it behind the doors. and
anymore.
nothing ever changes.
We just don't care anymore.
No,
It's like a Marvel movie. We just don't care anymore.
exactly. So to me, this was, you know what? Piss on it. One time only. I'll do this because it is something that's important to me. You know, my kids, I've got 4 of them, and I look at the world they're growing up in, and it fucking sucks.
Mhm.
I almost feel sorry for them
I
for what
wouldn't
they
do
have to do with, and
I
it
don't.
bothers me more than, like, in a way, I would never become a political channel. Just never happen.
Yeah.
But at my core, this is something that I would argue about until the cows come home more than Star Wars, Star Trek, any of it.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, this affects my bottom line. And at the end of the day, this means more to me than whether Star Trek Discovery Season 4 is good or not. At the end of the day, this means more to me. At the end of the day, this, as much of a piss off as it is to talk about, and as bad as it is to talk about, sometimes we have to, and we don't. We don't. We sit there and go, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. Checked out. Most
I
of my
want-
friends have been checked out of politics since the 90s. But they're the same ones to jump on the bandwagon. Well, this should change and this should change. Well, what the fuck have you done to do it? So today I wanted to just get together with a bunch of people from Canada, have a little fucking poke at Canadian politics, kind of make our American friends sit through it because, you know, we sit through theirs for an hour or a year and a half, every 4 years. So, you know, it's just kind of, fuck it, we can do it too. And we have more parties to bitch about. And get my digs into the block. But, you know.
There's one thing I want to say to you, Canuck,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to persuade it, but you say you're terrified of what your kids will go through. This is a teaching lesson for your kids and the generation like that to not continue down that road.
Yeah.
This last
And, you know,
year,
my son has gotten in more trouble at schools and stuff because of the way I brought him up, to question everything. Research. Don't just take what somebody tells you. You know, in a way, I feel bad for him because he's got a brain on his head. Going
he
forward,
uses logic.
yeah, that's a
I
major
would
issue.
be proud as fuck.
Yeah. So I mean, like I always tell, you know what? I'll end this summit on a joke. Well, it's a joke to me.
Don't bring up my sex life.
My son, 2 years ago, I got a call home from school because now I'm really going to get yelled at by YouTube. But anyway, they were on identity politics at school. And my son stood up after all the speeches and stuff and went, well, in that case, I identify as an attack helicopter and you all have to respect it. I got the phone call from the school and I laughed my fucking ass off.
I would too.
Yep.
So I want to thank my panelists, and I want to thank you, Fat Steven, for joining us. I know you really hate politics. We all do. But you know what? Sometimes we need to bitch. Like, sometimes it just feels good to get it the fuck off your chest. And, you know, I don't do it very often, you know, and I don't do pain, you know, like I don't talk about things that are real very often. Mainly it's karaoke and talking about Star Trek and Star Wars and things that really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. But once in a while, you just got to get serious and bitch because it feels good. Doesn't do fuck all, but it feels good. Feels good just to get it off your chest where you're just swearing at the universe going, this is fucking stupid and it's fucking stupid. And I think we need to do it a little bit more often. Maybe not on YouTube, but just, you know, not be afraid to go, you know, this is bullshit and I see it. And, you know, still do everything you enjoy, still do everything that, you know, makes you happy. But at the end of the day, this is the shit that makes the world turn. This is what affects you from day to day. And if we can't talk about this, then what's the point of talking about anything? Because the rest of it doesn't matter. This does. But I didn't want to get that deep, but oh well, I did. Which is why I'm the Rambling Canuck. I rambled myself into a fucking corner. All right, so with that, I'm going to say thank you to my panelists. The links for both their channels are in the description below. Thank you to everybody in chat. I'm sorry I didn't get to chat too much.
Bye, everybody.
But I do greatly appreciate everybody who showed up. Hit the like button on the way out. If you can, hit Fat Steven Seagal's store just for kicks. Take a look at what he's got. Take a look at my store. I've got a couple of things. And have fun. And till next time,
Drink
take
beer.
her easy, folks.
I am drinking beer. I'm on my third.
Well, yeah, it's mandatory. We're talking politics. All right. Take her easy, folks.
Oh, shout out to Dial a Bottle. Without you, my life would have been sober.
I think that's what I'm saying about Star Trek. But anyway, take her easy, folks.
Bye-bye.